Hi, my name is Emily. I understand that your names are Pat and Lee, correct? Great. So before we begin, I just want to explain the process of mediation to you and give you a chance to ask any questions that you might have. I want to begin by assuring you that as a mediator, I am an independent, neutral intervener, here to assist you. I will ask both of you to explain why you're here, and then the two of you are going to work together to create some options to try and resolve this matter. Now, I don't have the ability to force a binding decision upon you. That's for a judge to do. We will only reach an agreement if each one of you agrees to every single proposed term that we create. If that does happen, then I will write up the agreement for you, and we can resolve this matter without having to see a judge at all. You are always free to leave this session and return to court if you would prefer to do that. This is a voluntary process. It can be very helpful for people, so I hope that you do give it a good faith effort to try it. I will be taking some notes throughout the discussions, and that's just to make sure that I'm remembering the important details of what you're telling me. These notes will be destroyed at the end of our session. Our session is confidential, which means that I have a duty to keep these matters private. I won't be discussing anything that occurs outside of this room, so you have the ability to speak freely to one another and to me. There are some exceptions to confidentiality, including threats of physical harm to yourself or to others, or if we do reach an agreement, that agreement becomes public knowledge. I do have a sheet of paper in front of you, and that goes into more depth about those exceptions. If you'd like to take some time to read over that now, and then sign that sheet if you're comfortable. Do you have any questions about that? Okay, great. During this process, I do have one guideline that I would like both of you to follow. I would like each of you to make sure to really listen to one another. And so that being said, please don't interrupt one another while the other person is speaking. You're welcome to take notes of what they're saying if you'd like to bring it up later, but give them a chance to finish. At some point, I may find that it would be helpful to speak privately with each of you without the other person in the room. If we do that, that's something that's called a caucus, and I'll go more in depth with that later if it becomes necessary. Now, generally, I like to start these discussions with the person who filed the lawsuit. And Lee, I believe that you were the one who filed the suit? Okay, great. So I'll have you begin by explaining why you brought the suit and why you're here. You can start at any point that you want and just go from there. Before we do that, do either of you have any questions for me?